Welcome back to the Titanium Hangout. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the WeiJiang Predaking sword. Now, this is for their KO version of the official Power of the Prime's Predaking. I got this at Show Z. It was only, well, it's $12, but I don't think it's that much for such a pretty good sized sword. And I'm going to show you the good and the bad, and hopefully I can help you keep from breaking yours. This is the box that it comes in. Pretty simple. And it's going to come in separate components. So we're going to show you that. I'm going to break it all down for you. But pretty simple sword. Show you how it assembles. Show you how to be careful not to break it. I do like the gold on it. Alright, so as I said, it comes in separate components. And I've had a lot of people, since I told them in my last video that I was going to get this sword, they said that this part here, it's hard to get that aligned. But as you can see, mine's pretty well aligned. It was really hard to snap it in there. I felt like I might have broken it, so I'm not going to separate it. But down here, I'm going to separate these pieces. Go ahead and lift this up. And then I'm going to separate them like this. Be real careful. Now, I broke that piece there, and that was, it's just very delicate. So you have to slide straight out, and I probably went to the angle when I slid it out one time. So the point is, you get 5 swords. So I'm going to kind of show you with this Megatron here, because I've already got my Predaking built and ready. But you know, you got a sword for each one of the different characters. This isn't much of a sword, but whatever, it's a sword. And so that's kind of how it looks. And then it assembles the massive, gigantic sword. So I'll kind of go through that with you real quick. So you're going to plug this into here and go straight in. And then this here, which my end is broken off, but it still holds. And then you're going to snap these together where there's altering tabs. They tab together on opposite sides. And it sort of snaps into place. And then we're going to plug this in to the holes there. And voila. Now these swords, the handles are not made of the clear plastic, so they're not as fragile. But now it's together, and even with that one piece broken, it holds together quite well. So let's have a look at this. And it's got the clear plastic, and as you can see, it kind of reflects the light really well. And then going into more clear orange plastic. None of this is painted. This is all just a nice, it's got a bit of a sheen to it with that kind of gold color to it. This side does expose screw holes, and really the only reason the screw holes are there are so you can fold these pieces down. That works. And I was thinking there was paint on it, but it's really just more transparent orange plastic. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like in Predaking's hand. Okay, so here we are with Predaking. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him up here, and I'm going to show you how to put it in his hand. Now, his hand has a hole right there for this to plug into. So I'm going to plug that in there, and it plugs in and holds at a bit of a slight angle. You can probably use the fingers to tighten it up, but the way it's set up, it looks like it was going to hold at an angle, which actually kind of looks pretty cool. And let's go ahead and move him back a bit so you can just see how he looks. And there he is. That's kind of how he looks with his sword. And now we've got it with his wings all the way out. I didn't have his wings out all the way just because where I store them, I'm kind of in a corner. I fold the wing down. It's an option you can do. So yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's kind of see what sort of articulation that we can, poses we can get with it. So I always wonder, like, okay, so if you hold it like that, it's going to hold in place. And if it is pegged in, the fingers don't really hold it in place that well, but you could get some great poses with it. Let's see, about 2 hands. Not really so much, but I guess you could sort of make it look like he's holding it with two hands. It's not very long, so that would be kind of tough. And then the articulation on this guy isn't actually that great, but let's see if we can get that looking a little bit more along those lines. Yeah. Almost like he's holding it with two hands. So it works. I kind of like the sword. So in my Predaking review, I did have a comment in there, well actually more of a question, like does his eyes light up? And there's a switch in the back, you just flip it and his eyes do light up. But if we kind of kill the light here, you can see it a lot better. Yeah, it looks good. That looks good. It kind of lights the whole head up, but the eyes shine through. It does look a whole lot better with the lights out. When the lights are on, it's really hard to see. But yeah, that was the function I left out of the other one, so I really want to throw this in here, and I figure since there's really not much to talk about with just a sword, and there we go. So this was the WeiJiang sword for Predaking, and I think for 12 bucks, it's a good option. It's gonna work. It's gonna get the job done for me. I like it. And again, you could get this sword at Show Z for $12, and I think it's definitely worth it. But let's get to the root of it. I really want an upgrade kit for this thing. I want an upgrade kit because we can't fit the other upgrade kits on it, so when that comes in, I'll be definitely letting everybody know about it. I'll be getting it myself so I can display it and show you how it works, and so I can dress mine up, make mine look good. Anyway, let me know what you think about this sword. Are there any other upgrade kits out there? Anything else that works with this WeiJiang version of Predaking? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, WeiJiang Hanger out.